Hi, my name's Nick with Machine Gun Dad. Welcome back to the channel. Today on this episode of our field strip series, we have a Mauser K98k made in 1937. So this is going to be a bit of a different video because we're going to show you how to take out the bolt, which is really all you need to do for field stripping, but we're also going to show you how to take the firing pin out. Let's go ahead and get into disassembly. First step of disassembly is always showing clear. Action is open, no rounds anywhere near it. You have to have the bolt cocked in order to disassemble it, flipping the safety up into the disassembly position. This is safe, this is disassembly, that is fire. Keep it vertical. Pop the bolt handle up, pull it to the rear, and this little lever on the side pulls out. And that's how you take the bolt out of the rear of the action. Just like that. That's really all it is for field stripping, other than getting into bolt disassembly. So let's reposition and we'll show you how to take the bolt apart. We've moved in close on the bolt. First things to note is make sure that this is still up in the disassembly position, because it's a heck of a lot easier to get it taken apart. And this little button on the side of the bolt, that's how you get the back piece to start turning. If you don't have this little button pushed in, it doesn't move. Push that in, now it starts to back out, and just keep on rotating until it comes off the back end. And there is your bolt, firing pin, and firing pin spring. Now to mention about the firing pin spring, there is a short action and long action firing pin springs. If you have something like a Yugo that's short action, make sure you're buying the correct firing pin spring. If you don't, you're going to have different lengths, you're going to have different poundages on it. Make sure you are buying the correct spring if you ever need to replace it. The neat part about K98s is to take the firing pin out. They have this little disassembly disc in the buttstock of the rifle, so you don't need to use any tools. Go ahead and insert the firing pin facing downwards into this little disc, and you're going to grab onto the back end and push down, compressing that spring, and you'll have this little rotating cup on the back end. It's got interrupted locking on it, so all you have to do is rotate it 90 degrees and it pulls right off. Now this is still under a lot of spring tension, so make very sure that you are not launching any of your parts across the room. So there's your spring. There's the back end of the firing pin carrier, and there's your firing pin itself. Let's go ahead and get back into reassembly, not disassembly. We just did that. To reassemble the bolt, it is the same thing but backwards, like usual. Your firing pin spring, check that over the back end. Take your piece and the locking lug on the back. Make sure to have them in facing the right way. It's going to be fun getting this back in because you do need to compress the spring a good way down while putting the lug back on. So just push that down, make sure you don't lose it, throw it in. There is right here a cut where the rest of the locking lug pops into, so just rotate it until it lines up with that, and your firing pin is now back together, making sure this still stays in the vertical position. So take your bolt, run it in the back end, and just tighten it down like you're threading a screw. You're going to hear a click right about there. When it locks in, it'll click, this button will pop out. That's how you know it's all the way in. So let's move back out and put it back together. You just saw how to take the bolt apart, remembering to keep the safety in the disassembly position. Pull that lever, push forward, now it's in. Push down on the loading elevator, push forward, slam it closed, back into fire, hammer works. And there you go. And there it is, fully disassembled and reassembled Mauser K98k, with showing you how to take the bolt apart and get the firing pin out and replace all the guts that are in there. So, thanks for coming to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Rumble. We got some cool stuff on there.